What is auto chess? It's a question I hear a lot, so much so that to hype up the upcoming $1 million tournament, I've been inspired to create a whole series of videos, hopefully going to be uploaded within the next few weeks covering the basics of auto chess. At the time of recording this, I've peaked at second on the leaderboards in the America-Canada server, so hopefully that gives me at least a little bit of credibility towards these guides. I plan on releasing at least 6 videos. Who, what, where, when, why, and how for auto chess in the following order. Today we'll be covering what is an auto battler and how do they work. What is auto chess? Honestly, it's a hard question to answer, as the genre spawned from the Dota 2 mod is currently blowing up, with new games popping up left and right, vying for the title of the best auto battler. The genre is probably closest to card games, player versus player strategy games with small incremental decisions made to try and give yourself the smallest advantages over your opponents. There's a lot of luck involved, but just like in poker, the element of skill is just enough so that a better player will win at least most of the time. If there's one thing to take away from this video though, it's that the auto battler genre is a test for how well you can balance your health and strength of your army with the state of your economy. The better you can manage that, the better you'll be performing. The general gist of the auto battler format so far is, you're placed into an arena with 7 other players. Each round you're given the opportunity to buy any number of pieces from the shop, depending on how much money you have. Then placing as many of those pieces on the board limited by your level, and equipping your units with items such that they can maximize their strengths in order to reduce all your enemies' healths to 0. Let's tackle each of these one by one. First, let's take a look at the board and how you can interact with other players. As you can see, the board is the same as a chessboard, an 8x8 square board with alternating colored squares. Each piece takes up 1 space on the board and each player is limited to their closest half of the board. So how do you even interact with opponents in this game? Each round, with a few exceptions, you play against a copy of an opponent's army, and one of your opponents will be playing against a copy of your army. The only way to lose health is to lose the battle on your board, not anyone else's. If your army loses on another board, nothing happens to you. And if your army wins on another board, nothing happens to you. The thing that matters most in this game is your board. So why even care about someone else's board? Information. How strong are you? How much stronger or weaker are you than your opponents? If you pay attention to what happens on other boards, you double the information on your position within the pack. Now let's look at the shop. Every round you're allowed to select from 5 random units. Each unit in the shop costs anywhere from 1 to 5 gold based on their rarities and approximately representing their strength. You can spend 2 gold to reroll the store, giving you 5 new units to choose from. At the beginning of each round, the store also automatically rerolls, but if you want, you can lock the shop so that it doesn't reroll, in case there's a unit you want, but you don't have enough gold to buy. But what units do you want? There are a few things to think about: synergies, strength, and rarity. Each unit has a race and a class, both of which synergize with other units of the same race or class to give significant bonuses to your units. For example, if you have 2 beasts, you do 10% more damage. But if you have 6 beasts, you do 55% more damage. I'll be covering synergies more in depth in my next video, Who is Auto Chess. For now, let's take a closer look at what units do and what stats they have. Every unit has a unique skill or ultimate. These skills are usually activated by the unit once it reaches 100 mana, gained by taking or dealing damage. The other type of skill that a unit can have are passives. These are always active as long as the piece is alive, and instead of a short burst of strength reached by attaining a certain mana threshold, they instead are smaller buffs that maintain themselves throughout the battles. Each unit also has their own stats, things like health, damage, attack speed, range, and resistances. They also have hidden attributes, like how the units move while in battle, and how their skills select their targets whenever they're activated. One thing about the units in auto chess that makes them special is the star system. Each unit automatically starts out as a 1-star unit, but if you combine 3 copies of a 1-star unit, you can upgrade it into a 2-star unit. Similarly, 3 copies of a 2-star unit combines to form a 3-star unit. Each time you promote up a unit to 2 or 3 stars, the unit gains a significant amount of power, allowing them to compete with and even be stronger than higher rarity units. The other thing that's unique to the auto battler genre is the aspect of building and maintaining your economy. Very much akin to any other resource system in games, building an economy is a key aspect of maintaining viability through to the later stages of the game. So how does the income system in this game work? First thing to note is that you get 5 gold per round, 1 gold for winning a round against your opponent, and up to 3 gold per round for chaining together either won rounds or lost rounds. There is one main mechanic this system is built upon though, the interest system. It's simple. At the beginning of each round, you're rewarded 1 extra gold for every 10 gold you're holding up to 5 gold. So once you're at 50 gold, you're getting an extra 5 gold per round. While 50 gold seems like a lot of gold to not be spending, the extra 5 gold per round is potentially double the income you get otherwise, leading you to be able to grab more units from the shop. This video is going a little long, so I'll quickly go into leveling and items. Your level limits two things: how many pieces you can have on the board and the frequency for rarer units to appear in your shop. The higher your level, the more likely it is for you to get better units in your shop. You naturally gain 1 EXP point per round, but you can also spend 5 gold for 4 EXP leveling up earlier. Obviously, there's a massive advantage to having 10 units on the board with access to more legendaries when compared to having 7 units and being unable to buy legendaries at all. During rounds 1, 2, and 3, and every 5th round starting round 10, every player fights monsters. If you lose to them, you lose HP, but each monster you kill gives you the opportunity to get items. For the most part, these items are generally weak and low impacts, but certain items can combine to form stronger items, and the more of these items you combine, the stronger the items get, ultimately leading to some very strong items that can be unlocked as the games go longer. There you have it. Those are the basics for auto chess and more generally the auto battler genre, but more focused and more in-depth videos are on the way. Synergies and properly managing your economy, as well as more nuanced topics like proper unit positioning while factoring in how units move and aggro during a battle. Make sure to subscribe to keep track of these videos when they come out if you're interested. As you might have noticed, all the background footage is from my stream, so follow me there and on Twitter to get updates about my streams. But until then, I hope you enjoyed watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.